So obviously art is a huge part of your life. How does it begin? Do you see family painting? Like, is it, I mean, how does art come into your life as a young child?
You know, I think I became really interested in art when my first grade teacher, and I always remember her, Mrs. Jones, she said, well, Harvey, you've got a little talent, you know, because we were drawing things, and she complimented me. And, you know, children, they don't know they have talent till someone tells them.
Right.
You know, you just assume that, well, everybody can do this. You know, I can do it. They can do it, but not everybody can do certain things. You know, so she told me that, and then Mrs. Wyatt said this in the third grade. She said the same thing. You know, and then my older brother's an artist, so he was in school as I followed the 3 grades behind him. You know, they would say, "Is Charles Pratt your brother? Can you draw like him?" And I said, yeah, I think I can, you know. Yeah. So I was inspired by those teachers and by my brother. And then when I got into high school, I went to St. Patrick's Indian Mission in Anadarko, and we just lived there. And I got to see some of the Kiowa 5 art that they had in that building up in the attic, and I got to look at a bunch of art and got involved. And we didn't have an art class. And the priest saw me drawing one day, and he said, Harvey, he said, that's pretty good. You're pretty talented. He said, let's buy you some supplies. And he bought me some art supplies. He bought me my first paintbrush and watercolors and paper and stuff like that. And I painted a crucifixion and made everybody Indians. And so I'm a junior in high school, and I sold it for $90. And I thought, holy crap, I can make some money doing this, you know. So when you have some success, you know, it inspires you, and people inspire you, and that's kind of how that all evolved. I got in the Marine Corps, and I did some stuff for the Marine Corps, did some drawings for them, so I just kind of stayed in that vein and continued to draw and paint through law enforcement, and got in some galleries, you know. So it was. I got to look at a lot of different kind of art. I started off drawing flat art, just flat, non-dimensional, like an old-time Indian artist, and then I did ledger work, and I just kind of expanded into several things, and I started doing some terracotta stuff and firing terracotta. And then I got into bronzes. Then I got into wood carving, and so I just experimented with a lot of things that were really good for me, allowed me to reach out and kind of be creative in a lot of different areas. And I'm very fortunate in that I was able to do all those different types of art. And I designed the Oklahoma Centennial blanket, Pendleton blanket. I designed that. I designed the National Native American Veterans Pendleton blanket, you know. So I've just really got into a lot of different things in a lot of ways, you know. Yeah. And which kept me being creative and just allowed me to have some success in a lot of different areas.
Yeah.